A coalition of European leaders managed to convince US President Donald Trump that Russia is not interested in ending the war, and therefore it is necessary to put pressure on it to force it to come to the negotiating table, writes Politico. Now the parties are negotiating how exactly to do this. Last week, high-ranking European and American officials held a series of diplomatic contacts during which they discussed plans to introduce new financial restrictions and halt Russian oil and gas exports. The European Union is now finalizing work on a new 19th package of sanctions against Russia. However, participants in the negotiations say privately that the most effective measures need to be taken in partnership with the United States. The Trump administration prefers trade tools such as tariffs on European authorities and sanctions against companies that cooperate with the Kremlin. Donald Trump has repeatedly warned that he may reconsider his approach to Russia if he sees that Moscow refuses to end the war against Ukraine. At the same time, the White House is increasing pressure on countries that help Moscow finance the war. In August, the US imposed 50% tariffs on Indian goods, partly due to the export of Russian oil, and Russia began offering the country cheaper oil. Meanwhile, Polish Foreign Minister Radosław Sikorski stated that the incursion of Russian drones into Poland was not a mistake. On the night when 19 Russian drones flew over Poland, more than 440 missiles flew over Ukraine. These were not mistakes. The head of Poland's Ministry of Foreign Affairs arrived in Kyiv on September 12th. On the same day, Prince Harry arrived in the Ukrainian capital for a previously announced visit. The Guardian reports that Harry is visiting Kyiv at the invitation of the Ukrainian government. He stated that he wants to do everything possible to help with the recovery of servicemen wounded in the war. A day earlier, the special representative of the US President General Keith Kellogg arrived in Ukraine. In Kyiv, he met with the President of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky. As the Ukrainian leader reported, they discussed various avenues of cooperation, how to achieve real peace and guarantee Ukraine's security.